All right. Hello and welcome. My name is Shauna. This is our Fit Essentials Intermediate session. If you are utilizing your blood flow restriction bands today, we have not yet added air. So just have your pump nearby. We'll be adding air here in just a little bit. We're going to be working down on the floor to get started today. So when you're ready, let's come to hands and knees. We're going to warm up our wrists. All righty. So coming down to hands and knees, draw your stomach in, turn the palms down with the fingers rotated in towards you. And then just a nice gentle lean back here. Focus on breathing in and out your nose here as you stretch those forearms. You can think about sending your air to the back of the rib cage. Nice deep cleansing breath. One more time, nice and deep. Release any stress, any distractions. And coming on off. Very good. If you can, we're going to come into a kneeling position, turning the soles of your feet up towards the sky, sitting back. Good. And now we're going to go into some wrist circles. And as you circle through the wrist, if you can come through a kneeling get up, we're simply going to practice coming up to a kneeling position and then gently sitting back, nice and slow. Very good. Couple more. Coming up, squeeze those glutes, kneeling nice and tall. And then take it back down. Let's change directions of the wrist, start to roll the other way. And we'll get a couple more of these kneeling get ups up to a tall kneel and then back down and seated. Fantastic. Back of the hands together, fingers pointing down. Draw the shoulders down out of the ears, close those eyes and breathe a couple times here. Drawing your elbows down at the same time. Fantastic. And shake it all out. Beautiful. We're going to go into our cat-cow next. Spread those hands nice and wide, placing one hand underneath each shoulder, placing the knees underneath each hip. And then as you breathe in, you're going to think angry kitty cat, drawing that chin to the chest, push through those shoulder blades. And as you breathe out, nice, gentle arch, trying to think you want to make your neck nice and long. So draw the shoulders out of the ears. Again, breathing in, try to breathe in and out the nose here, unless you're talking. And forward. So just match it to your own rhythm. 2 to 3 more. Let's go one more time. And then we'll take it back and do our child stretch. Nice deep breath in. And smooth breath out. Very good. When you finish that, big toes come together, knees divide, walk the hands straight out, and then go to rock the hips back towards your heels, bowing your head down. Very good. On your next inhale, coming back to all fours, we're going to get some rotation for the mid-back next. Let's take your left hand to start. Right hand, spread those hands wide. Left hand's going to come behind the head. Then as we breathe in, we're going to close elbow towards that opposite elbow. As we breathe out, lifting up, following the elbow with your gaze. So breathing in, close the body down. Breathing out, open the body up. Holding that open position. Wonderful. 3 more times. Trying to get the air out of the lungs as you breathe out. Allowing your body to get a little bit more rotation through that rib cage, really pushing up and out of that downside shoulder. 1 or 2 more. Very good. In between sides, we're going to do what we call a little snake dance. You're going to walk your knees a little bit closer. And then I just want you to kind of dance through the hips here. Imagine you're a little snake, but with hands and legs. Just getting some gentle rotation through the torso. There we go. Fantastic. And then when you're ready, reset the knees. So taking them back a little bit wider. Now your left hand's going to be nice and wide. And we're going to take the right hand behind the head, pushing up strong out of that left arm, breathing in, elbows draw in, breathing out as you pivot. Close it down and open it up. Really look to draw that elbow back. As much rotation as you can through the rib cage. Few more. And this will be our final time. Close, lift and open, and release there. Fantastic. All right, let's come into a kneeling position now. If you need any extra support on your knee, you can either bring a pillow, you can fold your mat over. I've got a little extra square here I'm gonna kneel on. It's gonna have the left leg down, and we're gonna work that right foot forward like you're in the bottom of a lunge. Very good. So you wanna have this right knee just underneath that hip. We wanna get a nice little pivot here. We're gonna focus on opening the hip flexors and the upper body at the same time. So eyes looking forward. Go ahead and draw your hips forward, squeeze this glute of the downside knee, and now breathe in, raise both arms straight up overhead without arching back. So think ribs tucked in, big breath, pushing through that back hip, squeezing the glute, and then go ahead, grab onto your left wrist with your right hand and give a little rotation here. Rotating your body, looking over that right shoulder, still flexing that left glute. Inviting that front of that left hip to open and go ahead and release. Fantastic. Next, we're going to take the right elbow on the inside of your right knee, slide on down the shin, and you're going to hover by the instep here. We'll breathe 3 times, inviting that outer right hip to open. In and out the nose as able. On that next inhale, make your way back up. And now we're going to go back to that hip open on the left side, and we're going to add the tricep stretch. So I'm going to face you. Left arm reaches up. So we're going to be mirroring each other now. Bend that elbow. Not mirroring. You're going to look the opposite of me. Grab that elbow back. Push the hip forward. And now I want you to bend towards your front leg. So you'll bend to your right. I'll be bending towards your left. Those of you that are on the video. Shin in, really open here through these hips. You can come out of it for a second. Lengthen through the spine. Shift into that back hip, making sure this front shin is vertical. And side bend. Bending towards that front leg. Very good. If you want to add a little rotation, peering up past your left elbow. Shin still stays in. Protect your neck. And come on out and release. Fantastic. All right, we're going to make our way to the opposite side. So now it's going to be your right knee down. Working your left foot forward. Knee just underneath that hip. Shin vertical, that front leg. Starting by raising both arms up in front. Lifting through the chest, ribs tucked down, shifting through that hip. And then fire that trail leg glute. So it should be your right glute trying to squeeze. The more you engage the back of the muscles or back of the joint, the more the front of the muscles can lengthen. Couple of breaths here. Good. Go ahead and take the left hand, grab the right wrist, and now we're going to rotate towards your left side. Really lengthening up into that torso, opening those hip flexors, eyes up, turn the head and neck as well. And when you're ready, go ahead and release. Fantastic. Elbow on the inside of the left knee and slide on down, hover by the instep. This is really uncomfortable for you. You could get a pillow here. You could use a yoga block to kind of boost yourself up. Just inviting a little bit of opening to that outer left hip as you breathe. Good. On that next inhale, coming out of that stretch. And now we're going to add the tricep stretch on the right. So ribs down, right arm reaches up, eyes up and forward as you bend that elbow. Reaching up, grabbing that elbow, pulling back, and then a nice long side bend. So I get that hip opener, I get that side body, stretching the tricep a bit, combining all the different series, all the different muscle groups. Good, coming out of it, coming back into it, chin down, but eyes up, and adding that side bend. Feel free if you want to go a little bit deeper, add the rotation as you peer up past the elbow. When you're ready, go ahead and shake it out. Fantastic. All right, from here, feel free to grab a drink of water. Those of you that have your bands, let's go ahead and add your air. Did you move it? It's waterproof. All right, so add your air. Those of you that maybe don't have anything to add air into, you could swivel through your hips, get some movement here. We wear these bands to help some lower intensity training. You know, typically what we do online here isn't all that intense. We don't get to lift really heavy weights as if you were in the gym, but these bands help restrict the venous flow of blood back to your heart. They reduce the amount of oxygen in your bloodstream, which helps reduce hormones in your body to give you the benefits that high intensity exercise provides hormonally. That's one of the main reasons we encourage utilizing these bands when you can. All right, as we come on down, we're going to come onto our back and we're going to be working some glute bridge. If you want to have a chair nearby, any kind of a couch, bench that you might be utilizing, you could have that as an option. We're going to be going 2 rounds here. If you would like to elevate the feet, you can go ahead either on the first or both sets, or first or second or both. But first, we'll just start with a little bit of some loosening for that low back. You can hug the legs in, rock your body side to side. We'll get started here in about 15 seconds. So if anyone needs to grab any extra equipment, go ahead and get that into position. Get to be here in Woodstock, Georgia with my mom today. We've had some nice rain coming down. All right, as mentioned, either feet flat on the ground. I'm going to put my feet on the bench here, and then we're going to gradually build into some bridge work, lifting the hips, lowering them down. I prefer to start a little bit slower. I like to make sure all my joints are awake, all the muscles are firing properly. Kind of breathe out as the hips raise up, breathing in as the hips lower down. Good. Our halfway points. And then intention is often necessary for these exercises to really be of the most benefit. Meaning you want to have that, that's not going to work. You're going to want to have that intention to raise the hips up and lower the hips down. Okay. Good. Almost done. And 3, 2, 1, and resting there. Fantastic. Next, we're going to roll on over into a down dog position. Nice wide handprint on the ground, turning those toes under. And then as you come up and in, warming up that down dog to begin. And then if you feel like you'd like to progress the movement, the exercise we're going to build into is our down dog, knee to elbow. We're going to be working the same side of the body. So right knee, as you draw forward, lifting up through those arms, is going to draw towards that right elbow. And then we'll alternating sides, and the left knee draws towards that left elbow. I tend to breathe in as I push back, breathe out as I draw forward. Most important part of that is that you don't hold your breath throughout. Good, really drawing that belly in towards the spine, holding nice and strong, and you should have a really wide handprint. So my fingers are spread out nice and wide. Wonderful. About 10 more seconds. Arms should be nice and straight here without hyperextending those elbows. So pushing strong and long through that upper body. In 3, 2, 1, resting there. Fantastic. Side plank clamshells next. So go ahead and roll onto the side of your body. You want to tuck your elbow in so it's stacked right underneath that shoulder. And you're going to start with the knees on top of each other. Very good. So lifting up here. From here, we're going to lift up that top leg, hold it up. And now think about lifting your hips straight up towards the skies and then inviting your belly button to push forward. Back and down, top leg stays up, lift and push it forward. Beautiful. Find that rhythm. Breathing in on the down, breathing out as you lift open. Good. You'll start to feel that downside glute start to fire. Smile and breathe through it. Maybe one more time. Down, up, and rest. Fantastic. We're going to swing it around. Same thing, other side. You're welcome just to roll over. Protect the elbow, protect the shoulder, elbow in, knees bent. Bring that top leg up. You're going to hold it up the whole time. And then when you're ready, here we go. Straight up towards the sky and then gently pushing the hips forward, back and down. As you invite those hips forward, just make sure you aren't overarching the back. I would find it kind of almost challenging to go that far, but some of us can be pretty hypermobile in that lower spine and have a tendency towards that. Good. Smile as you move. Working a lot of different muscle groups here. We're also working our midline, working those obliques to stabilize the body. Good, almost done. Keep breathing, keep smiling. And 3, 2, 1, and take a rest. Yeah, fantastic. All right. From here, we're going to go one more round of that. Coming back into either the glute bridge or that hamstring curl. You can have feet flat on the ground. You can elevate the feet up. Make sure your shoulders are in a good position. And then as soon as you get there, go ahead and begin. Breathing in on the down, breathing out on the up. Now this is round 2. So if you want to start to move a little bit faster, you can start to pulse a little bit faster up and down. Good. Often talk about it, but it's always a good reminder. While we want to emphasize a nice big range of motion for our joints, you want to be sensible about it. If you have any kind of pinching sensation, be it in the low back, the front of the hips, I don't want you to push through that pinch. Rather, if maybe my pinch starts here, I would stop about there. So again, like if my pinch starts all the way up, I'd stop a little bit lower. You can still get lots of benefit from that exercise without irritating the joints. 10 seconds left. Breathing in, breathing out, starting to feel that burn in the back of the legs. We're utilizing the muscles that tend to be more dormant in our body. A lot of times the back of our body falls asleep. Oh, got an extra 15 there and rest. Good job. Hug those legs in. Fantastic. We're going to go back to that down dog, knee to elbow, starting in 20 seconds. So roll it on over. Get those hands into good position. Spread those fingers as wide as you can. And then when you're ready, you're going to start to lift the hips up. Go ahead and think about letting the heels drop down as well, so you get a stretch for the calves. And then we're going to continue to go same side, knee to elbow this round. Try not to rush the motion, so you still get a nice opening for the mid back as well. Heart towards the thighs, chin to the chest in that back position. Pushing strong through the arms as you come forward. Breathing in as you push back. Breathing out as you come forward. Good job. We're over halfway. Staying focused, staying strong. Getting both some midline activation for your core, as well as some good flexibility for the body. All right, try to even out where you started and switching it up to our side plank clamshell. Coming on down, swinging around, tucking that elbow in, stacking it just underneath that shoulder. We'll start in 10 seconds. Knees are bent. It's not a scale of the movement. Sometimes people think a side plank on the knees is a scale. This is a clamshell. Top leg up and 2, 1. Here we go. Straight up towards the sky and invite them forward, back and down. Don't drop down into that shoulder. Lift up the whole time out of that downside shoulder. And breathe. Hips straight up. Hips push open. And then they come back down. Good. Just 2 sets of this. So this is our second set. And then we're going to make our way up to our feet. Good. Final time. Up, open, and transition. Swing it around. A little faster transition on this one. Elbow tucked in, knees are stacked. When you get there, hop leg up and go. Up, forward, back and down. Having some nice fall weather here today. Thankfully, we've gotten some rain in the last 24 hours. Even despite the hurricanes as of late, the Georgia area has been in quite a bit of a drought. Down, up and forward. Getting that midline and those glutes to fire. Less than 10 seconds. 3, 2, 1, and all done there. Woo, beautiful. All right, let's come into one more down dog and make our way up to standing. We're going to go through one more circuit together today and then move into our cool down stretch. So hips nice and high. Make sure if you didn't already, go ahead and pedal out the heels. And then we're going to walk those feet in, little bend in those knees. And then depending upon your comfort with this position, you can slowly come on up out of that forward fold. Fantastic. All right, let's position this a little bit better. Go ahead and grab a drink of water, and then we're going to stretch our quads next. So you're welcome to challenge your balance a bit, or if it helps you to hold on to something, then find somewhere to steady yourself. All right, when you're ready, let's grab your right foot, pulling that heel towards the glute. Working that balance, staying nice and tall. We're going to be doing two main pieces to this next circuit. We're going to be working a thruster, ideally that full squat with an overhead reach. We're going to go one arm for 30 seconds and the other arm for 30 seconds, and then we'll have 1 minute of some blood flow work. When you're ready, go ahead and switch sides. Same thing, second leg. Lifting on up, grab that foot, ribs down, and a nice stretch here. Good. I do have shoes on today. It's pretty wet out here. Depending upon your area, depending upon your comfort in bare feet, I do usually prefer to be in bare feet for these training sessions. So if you're comfortable to do that, that's excellent. And release that side. Fantastic. All righty, feet about hip width apart, just a little circle of the hips. There we go. And then we're going to circle the other way, nice and smooth around. Awesome. All right, we're going to start here in 10 seconds. Depending upon your confidence with the squat, you might not want to start with any weights. You can just make a fist, or you can hold a dumbbell. Hold it in your left arm to get started. And 3, 2, 1, here we go. So I'm going to reach my non-working arm out. As I stand, I'm bringing that weight straight up to overhead. Breathing in as you lower down, breathing out as you stand tall. Good, really key, chest tall, eyes up, and then your full foot should stay in contact with the ground. So sitting back into the heels while also pushing down through the big toe. And 2, 1, transition. We're simply going to switch arms. I'm going to turn around just a bit. And when you're ready, same thing, second side. Breathing in and breathing out. It's our first of 3 sets. I will more than likely get a little bit faster as we move through. That doesn't mean that you need to do the same. All depends upon what's appropriate for your intensity level based upon your previous conditioning and recent recovery. Good, resting there. Clear your space a bit. We're going to start with a little march and punch. Get some cross crawl action going. Breathing out as those arms punch across. Nice. Lifting those knees nice and high. Shoulders down out of the ears. Very good. And then next, feet a little bit wider. And we're going to go knee to the opposite elbow. Breathing out as you draw that knee up. Good. Wonderful. One more time on this side. And then when you're ready, switching sides. Same thing other way. Try to hold those shoulders down while you open through that chest. Hips nice and level as you pull that knee up. Breathe out. Good. One or two more. And pause. Awesome. We'll take 20 seconds and we'll be right back to the top with that dumbbell thruster. All right. Feel free to grab a little sip. Shimmy around. And then we're going to start in your left hand if you are choosing to hold some weights. 3, 2, 1. And here we go. So non-working arm reaches straight out. Eyes looking up. The set 2 of 3. So you know your body. Oftentimes we do 3 circuits in these training sessions. Today we're doing 2. So a little bit shorter. That means if you want to get a little bit more intense, that's up to you. Mechanics are our focus. Maybe one more. And switching arms. Just a slight toe out of the feet. When you get there, here we go. 30 seconds on that second side. Good. Breathe in on that down. Breathe out as you push into those legs. So you want to breathe out and exhale through the hardest part of the movement. Awesome. Ideal is to have every rep look like the previous. Good. Stomach drawn in, staying nice and tight. Final time. And rest. Good. Series 2 of Bloodflow. You can start with some step jacks. Those of you that comfortable with some jump jacks, go ahead and go right into that. There you go. Continue to breathe as you move. 10 more seconds here, and then we're going to go back to that knee to elbow from the standing position. All right, standing tall, arms out wide, and when you're ready. Nice strong exhale. Working our brain here as well. Get that cross crawl pattern. One side of the body comes towards the other side of the body. Woo! Get ready to switch. All right, arms up. Same thing, second side. And here we go. Oops, I have to step on the plant. Shoulders start to burn sometimes. Just hold those arms up to the side. Watch you don't start to shrug up. And take the rest. Good work. That's 2 of 3 done. 15 seconds till we start our third and final set. All right. Weight in the left arm. Feet about hip width apart. And here's our third and final set. You do pick up that pace. Make sure you still have that solid full range. We don't want those knees to start diving in. Good, strong squat position. There you go, Mom. Knees out wide, eyes up. 10 seconds left on this side. Woo! 2, 1, and switch. Switching it up. And when you're ready, sitting back, standing tall. Opening through those shoulders, bringing that weight right over the top of the head. Breathing through that leg burn. Woo! Awesome. Less than 10 seconds now. 2, 1, and all done there. Finish with our blood flow. All right, let's go back to those step jacks or jump jacks. And then we'll finish with those knee to elbows. There you go. Nice and relaxed through the ankles. All right, let's get ready for the knee to elbow. We're gonna go 30 seconds on each side for this last set. Spread the arms wide. And when you're ready, breathing out, breathing in. So out on the up. Beautiful. 10 seconds left. Hips as level as you can hold them. Woo! Burden starts to sneak up on you. And take a short pause. Last time. Second side. 3, 2, 1. Here we go. Last exercise before our cool down stretch. Make it count. Yep. Find that spot straight ahead to focus on. Breathing through the burn. My support leg, I'm really pushing through that big toe. Lifting up through those hips and shoulders. Less than 10 seconds now. 3, 2, and last one. Woo! All right. Round of applause. High five your mother. All right. Feel free if you're wearing the bands. Time to release the air. And we'll finish with our cool down. All right. Not cold anymore. Nope. If you want to use a back of the chair, or I'm going to use this railing here, we're going to open up our mid back and the back of the legs a bit. So I'm going to go palms down, walking the feet back, draw that stomach in so you aren't in that sway back posture, and then think about guiding your heart towards the ground. Turn the gaze towards the floor as well. And some nice big breaths into the back of the rib cage, coming out of the stretch a bit. And then as you breathe out once again, lowering that heart towards the floor. Feel free to close the eyes here. Just feel the body breathe. You can breathe in and out the nose at this point. Last one. And rest. Good job. Calf stretch next. Let's take your right foot, step it forward. Left foot pushes back, lowering that heel down. And then if your surface is solid, go ahead and push nice and strong into that surface. Eyes up and forward, shoulders back and down. Breathing about 5 times here, in and out the nose. Lean into that back calf. And when you're ready, switching sides. Forward, step it back. Inviting that heel to lower towards the ground, and then a nice strong push. Looking up and forward, shoulders down, and breathe. I'm going to continue to use this railing. Next, we're going to do a standing figure 4. Those of you that prefer to come onto the ground, you're welcome to do that instead. Otherwise, I'm going to cross one foot over the opposite thigh, hang on, and sit on back. Now, the foot that's on the thigh, instead of just letting that ankle be kind of droopy, I'm going to pick the foot up and draw the foot and toes back to my same side knee. Good. Shoulders down, eyes up. You should feel a nice opening here in this outer hip. I also feel my opposite leg that's supporting on the ground, working hard. So support yourself here, staying strong. Sinking back a little farther if your body wants to. And come on up and switch sides. Before we go immediately into it, give those hips a little bit of a break with some gentle circles. One of my favorites, but it always feels a little silly. Swivel in the opposite way. Awesome. All right, let's finish with that last figure 4, and then we'll do a little side stretch as our final movement. So now opposite leg crosses over. Remember, we don't want that droopy ankle, so lift the foot and toes, pull it towards that same side knee. Like that outer hip to open. This figure 4 stretch, maybe not from this position, but in a seat in a chair, same concept here. Really simple thing to do if you're like out in public, you're feeling a little stiff, maybe you're on a Zoom meeting or something like that, where you would like to get up and move around, but you don't have the space, you could just simply work on some seated figure fours, get some movement through those hips while you're stuck in your chair. 1 or 2 more breaths here. And coming on up. Fantastic. All right, last one, friends. We're going to do our little side stretch flow. We're going to have one hand reach up, looking up to that hand, other hand reaches underneath. And then just as you feel, flowing from side to side, lengthening out that side body. Love stretching out my side body. Oftentimes very underrated, but all of our fascia, that's the coverings of our muscles, they all interconnect. So our side body connects in, obviously, to the front of the body, but also into our low back. So oftentimes, if you're someone that's prone to stiffness in your low back, you want to stretch out your side body, as well as the front of the body. Those hip flexor stretches we do are also to help your low back. Do one more time each way. Fantastic. All right, friends. Thank you so much for being here. Thanks for moving with me. Anything else your body might be asking for, see if you can take an extra moment or two. Maybe not just right now, but later on throughout the day. Try to have movement be a part of your life and not simply formal exercise as a part of your life. Benefits to formal exercise, but huge benefits to just moving periodically throughout the day. So listen to your body and it will help you. All right, take care.